Hi guys, bonjour, bonsoir. Welcome back to another video in No Break November. Currently I am in New York. I was here for a class, a lock extensions class, so don't be mad if you missed me, my New York peeps. I did not come for a pop-up. It was just a class and that was that. So while I'm sitting here and have a little downtime, I'm gonna share with you guys some of my tips that I learned through my personal experience with having locks for 7 years. Obviously I don't have locks anymore, but I did have locks for 7 years, and I also do locks. I'm gonna share some tips that I've gathered through my personal experience and my professional experience. So here they are. So the first tip is your foundation. If your goal in the beginning is to grow long locks and have longevity within your locks, foundation is the most important thing. How you start, coils, loose two-strand twists, it doesn't really matter the method that you start, but it does matter with the intention that you start. Early on, even if you're watching this and you're not early on into your journey and you're still trying to figure out how do you get your locks to grow to their optimal length or health, figure out your hair, figure out your hair type, your hair texture, the porosity of your hair. All those things come into play when you care for your hair properly. However you start your locks, if your intention is longevity, definitely have a strong solid foundation, which means your parting is correct around the edges. You make sure you account for the scarcity of hair around the edges when compared to the crown of your head or the back of your head. That's a big thing. A lot of people start thinning around here because the locks are parted the same size here as they're parted here, which it's common knowledge that in anyone's head right here, typically, some people have really thick hair and it is, but typically right here is the thinnest part, or the perimeter is the thinnest part. In the early stages, care for your hair. If you're someone who's wanting to keep up with retwist maintenance, interlock maintenance, make sure you keep up with that. Find your routine. Find something that works for you. Something that works for someone else may not work for you, because more than likely you and that person have different hair types. Hair types are just as individual as people, so are locks. So it's important to understand you. And if all of those things are a bit daunting and overwhelming to you when it comes to figuring out your hair type and things like that, seek a professional. Professionals go to school for this, to learn hair, to learn the structure of hair, to learn how hair is hydrated and what can hydrate hair, what can dry it out, so on and so forth. Do your own research, and it's not just researching or going on YouTube and watching a video or just researching how do I moisturize my hair, but research what the hair structure is like. How does hair absorb moisture? Research that and you'll understand more of what needs to be done to retain moisture in your hair. Okay, the next one is maintenance, and this goes back to you choosing whatever you want to go with. And I've said before, you can go between interlocking and retwisting. However, it's best to be consistent with one. So if you interlock, keep up with your interlocking intervals. Understand how long your hair can go without interlocking before it starts getting out of control. If you're retwisting, understand your retwist intervals. Understand how long you can go without interlocking. Understand how long you can go without a retwist, what you need to do in between a retwist to keep your hair healthy. Products that you use for maintenance, the products preferably should be natural products, and most products aren't. So look into making your own products. It's not hard at all. Look into doing that. Look into making your own holding products, moisturizing products. Aloe is a great one that any hair type can use. Aloe also promotes hydration and hair growth. The ingredients in the products that you are buying. A lot of products promise hair growth, but there's only a few products on the market that actually contain the ingredient for hair growth in them. So, and if you have a condition, seek a medical professional, seek a dermatologist, and they have solutions for things like that. Be conscious of the weather when it comes to your hair. If it's summertime, there's a different way you need to take care of your hair. If it's wintertime, there's a different way you need to take care of your hair. If you are going from one climate to the other abruptly, say you're traveling, you're going from the Northeast in the wintertime to the Caribbean, you may need to adjust how you're taking care of your hair, because that Caribbean heat, chérie, look into if hydration is something that you are really trying to hone, look into steamers. Steamers are great for not only your skin but your hair. Styling. There are Some people style for different purposes. Some people style just for the look of the styles. Some people style to make their maintenance or retwist last. However, it's important to understand what different styles do. There are compression styles and there are low manipulation styles. If you're someone who's wanting your locks as compact as possible, then you would want compression styles, such as plaiting your locks, two-strand twisting your locks, braiding your locks down, protective styles over your locks like box braids or Marley twists and things of that nature. You would want to do those. The problem is, don't leave them in too long. Whether it be adding some hair onto your locks for protective styling or longevity or whatever, what have you, do not leave it in too long. You're doing it with your own hair, do not leave it in too long. And low maintenance styling may be just you putting your hair up into a beehive, you putting your hair into a low bun, ponytail, those are low manipulation styles. Avoid tension, avoid too much tension on your scalp because your hair is going to grow no matter what. I think growing up there was this misconception that if you braid your hair really tight, you're gonna actually boost your hair growth, because you've somehow pulled some hair, so a little bit of extra hair out of the follicle, and that is not true. The hair is gonna grow the way it's gonna grow. It's predetermined by our DNA. Nothing we can do is going to change it. However, we can promote it, we can support it, we can maintain it and sustain it with how we take care of ourselves. And the fourth one is to leave your hair be. When I was semi-free-forming my locks, I got the most growth that I had noticed throughout my lock journey. I attribute that to semi-free-forming because I didn't do anything to my hair. I capitalized on how locks form. Locks form from your hair catching the shedded hair. That's why when you comb your locks out, it's so much hair because it's shedded hair that never really fell. It just went into your locks. So I capitalized on the shedded hair and just left the roots open to catch that hair. So my locks got thicker and longer. So pretty much leave your locks alone as much as possible. Of course, as I said, keep up with your maintenance, but obsessing over your locks, always having to style them, always having to do this and this and this, doesn't really help in the long run because you end up doing too much to them. You end up exhausting them. Be careful with color. Do not over process your hair, because with locks, what I've seen a few times is people will over process their hair with either bleach or lighteners, and they'll be like, oh yeah, my hair's fine, but their hair will stay, it will retain one, it will not go past one length, and that's because the hair is steadily breaking, steadily breaking. Although the hair here, the new hair is growing, the hair down here is steadily breaking, because once that hair leaves your scalp, because people like to say locks are just dead hair sitting on your head and it's nasty and blah blah blah, but honestly, once the hair leaves your follicle, it is dead. All the living parts are in here. The hair is just an extension of that keratin. That's all it is. So once you over process hair that's already dead, it's not going to be a favorable result in the end. Okay, now diet. Diet is one of the most important things when it comes to growing hair or just being healthy in general. All those fatty oils that are good for you, you can eat those. Excessive oil on your scalp is not necessary, but you can actually eat in such a way that promotes healthy oils on your scalp, because your scalp will lubricate itself naturally anyway. So oiling your scalp is fine, but too much, too often doesn't really help you. Taking your vitamins, eating your fruits and vegetables, and it sounds like a normal thing, but that really helps your hair grow. It helps your nails grow healthy. It helps your skin glow. You know, drinking a lot of water. So in turn, the products that you do put on your hair should be natural in agreement with what your body naturally produces. And the last tip, simplicity. Keep it simple. Locks are not to be overthought. Locks are supposed to give you some type of, at least for me, they were supposed to give me some type of freedom. So when I found myself doing too much and thinking about it too much, I was like, no, this is not why I got locks. So I simplified my routine very, very early on. But yeah, enjoy your locks. Love them for what they are. Do not compare your locks to other people's locks. Your hair may grow at a different rate than someone else's locks, than someone else's hair. Your hair may be a different texture and elasticity than their hair. So the length of someone's hair compared to yours should not matter. Worry about your hair, your health. Check yourself on what you're doing to your hair and how is it affecting your hair. Is it affecting your hair positively or negatively? And adjust accordingly. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for another one in No Break November. If you've been watching every single video I've posted this month, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, guys.